What is up, everybody? It's Spark666 and welcome to today's video. As you will have seen through, if you've seen my video yesterday, we don't actually have a 82 highlights reveal for you. But nevertheless, I'm trying something a little bit different now because this is my first shot at Formula 1 game commentary. I was invited by the league to do it and I jumped at the chance. It was a really sort of fun evening for me. So what I'm going to do is, instead of the highlights, I'm going to show you just a clip of all the best moments that I felt were on the live stream from Thursday. Hope you enjoy it.
Well, hello and good evening. Welcome back to APS Racing. We have a beautiful APS stream for you. Myself, the Sungor26, and a fellow Assist Tier 2 driver. Welcome to your commentary debut, Spark666. How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, Sungor. Thank you so much for having me, mate.
In case none of you are aware, Spark does some excellent highlight videos from his races on Sunday evening, so I'll give you this opportunity to plug your YouTube channel.
Well, as Sungor put it, I put up a load of highlights video from my league races. I also tend to do the qualifying and race review from the upcoming from the current Formula 1 season.
A few moments later.
It's a shame we're missing so much of the action here.
So you just keep going until I can fix my audio.
Okay. If not, there's always a break between Q1 and Q2, so we can use that.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, he's back. They can hear you.
Back. Can you hear me? Oh,
Is it
excellent,
crackly?
guy. Sorry about that. Went about as well as a Ferrari pit stop. Apologies.
Don't tell Hyper and German. They may ever go at you.
Yeah, I'll probably
Cool.
jinxed those guys already. I apologise in advance.
Sectors. We're just on board with Zog, who is currently in the drop zone and obviously needs to pull out a nice lap if he wants to get through. I believe Zog is having some internet issues here. A bit jumpy.
Yeah, that looked very
gone
laggy
wide
when I
through
saw him
sector
coming
2.
across.
So obviously not ideal for Zog, who actually won last on Sunday night in Monza.
Yeah, that was a brilliant drive there from Zog. It was very controlled. He stayed up in top place throughout the whole race, and Jamin has actually had his lap invalidated. So forget what I said about that one. We'll have to wait for another record-breaking lap at some point.
10-10 will be starting at the back of the field, and that is the biggest shock of them all, because, well, 10-10 is third in the championship. I believe Sean Gregory is coming to the end of his lap. He's currently safe, but a bit of an improvement would never hurt anyone.
Apart from his tyres, obviously.
Of course. P9 for Sean, so he's through.
Comes out the pit. He doesn't do a Lewis Hamilton and do a practice start there, so he won't be facing a penalty at all. Wait, I tell you what, it is of all the things that I hate about Sochi, I can't really hate the cold in turn 3. It does stand out. And the Renault spun out in front of him. I don't know who that was.
Yeah.
And I think he's crashed out, actually.
Yeah, Renamuck has got a little bit too much oversteer through turn 4 and into the right hand side barrier, front wing off, and that car will not be able to do another lap. So Renamuck will be going out in Q2.
That's a shame for him. That's exactly what happened to Sebastian Vettel in the real-life Formula 1 race last year. Unfortunately, it's the best possible P12, depending on how everyone else qualifies with Renamuck, so...
I'm sure Renamuck will obviously be very disappointed to be out. Probably 15th, if everyone else can set a lap time. But I'm sure he won't be too disappointed that you're comparing him to the four-time world champ Sebastian Vettel.
Look, people can hate on Sebastian Vettel all they like. He's always going to be remembered as a 4-time world champion. And I think you got to remember the positives of everything good that Sebastian Vettel has done. So forget the Spinala memes. Try to remember him in a bit more of a positive light. So, Renamuck, I wouldn't worry too much about that one. Yeah, Jamin's 6/10 up on his lap, so I'm not sure whether it's going to be the... And German Wiener's not too far off John Wick with that time, so that was brilliant there. Going down into the last sector there for PSR. Jamin. What time is it going to be? Oh! It's a 1 minute 29.865. What a lap!
I'll let you say it. I'll let you say it.
It's the new APS record. I love it.
It certainly is.
Could we see the record being broken again during Q3? Can't wait to find out.
And I'm sure there'll be lots of memes coming onto your next YouTube video about you loving a record. Will we see another APS record broken? We've already got the record broken once. Oh, it's John!
He crashed out. John Wick has crashed out.
Well, he's still going, thankfully for him, but he just sort of...
I suppose the only saving grace for him, it's only a front wing damage. It will probably add about 5 or 6 minutes to his session, but it's not what he needed. He needed a banker lap to at least take some of the pressure off going into the final runs.
I think TD is running no anti-lock brakes for the remainder of the season, so I think what he's trying to do is minimise turning and braking at the same time, which of course leads to a lock-up. So I think that's what he's trying, but can't say I've seen a lot of drivers do that, but it doesn't seem to be affecting his form. A 1 minute 30.3, very nice.
And 29.7, yes, it's another record broken. I think we're probably seeing a low 1 minute 30 here from German Wiener. It always feels so weird to say that name when I'm commentating on a Formula 1 lap, but John B. Wick has done a 1 minute 3.5 race so far. His second sector is looking very, very good to possibly displace Jamin for the top of pole position at the moment. The start of the session didn't go particularly well for him. With 4 minutes to go, he's coming up to the end of the lap right now. He's coming up to the corner right now. Will it go well for him? Oh, and what a lap! That is incredible.
Wow. He needs another 10th improvement in this final sector if he wants to beat PSRY Jamin.
That would have cost him a couple of tenths, that slide coming out. He comes down into the final sector now. I imagine he's probably throwing away second place for that one. Lock up as well. Oh, shut me up.
No, he does get second place. Wow.
He does get second place, so he must have had a lot of improvement there, so that's me told. There's five lights are coming
very
out.
quickly.
Game on in
5
Russia.
lights are on. Run him up with a drive-through penalty.
And away we go. John Wick's away. He's got a brilliant start. The Renault there has jumped the start, unfortunately, but it looks like PSR Jamin is coming up behind the Ferrari. I'm not sure what that Renault is doing there. He's going to be facing a penalty there. And John B. Wick takes the first corner in the lead. That is exactly what he needs for the World Championship. And the Ferrari spins, and PSR Jamin goes back into a net second place because that Renault is due to receive a penalty.
Damage, I think, for maybe Beastie or TD. Definitely looked like some sort of Mercedes. As TD's rounds, contact there.
Yes, TD is fine, and more contact as well. Is that going to bring out the safety car? That's exactly the start he needed. He's come up to a long straight as well, but he's under pressure from the... Oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong car.
Demon Jonesy says I'm channeling Martin Brundle. I'll take that compliment. Usually you're calling me Slow Gods, but now
if you're Martin Brundle,
calling me Martin Brundle. No, I'm the one streaming, so I'm crafty.
King of wishful thinking, huh? Well, run amok, I think the name says it all. That's exactly what he's doing. He is running amok in P13, and unfortunately, jumping the start has compromised his lap, but he's on medium tyres. Like I said, if a safety car will completely change the game. And
he pits as well, but German stays out. That is pretty...
See the Ferraris come out in front of him. I think he should just about hold it. There's Rio in front of him there. And John B. Wick has held onto what is the net lead of this race. But it'll probably have a lap just to get a little bit of heat into those tyres. So hopefully Yaman could carve into his lead there. He won't. The dirty air as well from Rio will not help John B, especially around this left-hander. So as long as he gets his tyres warmed up in a good position, he should be able to hang on to the net lead.
Yeah, John came out of the pits there. Not in traffic. These are full position, remember.
Oh,
and the outside now of APS Rio.
The racing point. What a lovely manoeuvre there from John B. We've seen no time after the racing point. Maybe decided wanted to hold him up for the sake of his teammate, but wasting absolutely no time getting past the racing point. What a fantastic move there from John Wick. And I promise, Wiggles, if you do another fastest lap at the end of the race and do like a victory dance at the end, I'll put it on my second video again like I did before.
It was very funny to see that.
And don't worry, if Sun God crashes out, I'll be putting in that as well. I won't cheer this time.
Now, if you haven't seen his highlights, go and watch it on YouTube, because when when he fell to the back of the field and I retired, he celebrated very hard. So I was trying not to be offended by that.
It wasn't fully intentional. I mean, you moved me up the grid by doing it, so I remember you asked me in the Discord for a point, but looking at you, you're not exactly Williams, so you're going to get that point eventually. I don't need to give it to you. So after starting last, he could make the strategy work. He could time this pretty well. And
John spun through turn
unbelievable!
15.
John B has spun, and that hands Yamin the net lead of this race. He's fallen behind German Wiener now. Unbelievable scenes here, Jeff. Absolutely incredible.
Crucially, 10-10 with now 6 seconds of penalties, defending from Lotus on the inside of turn 3, which then makes the outside of turn 4, and just goes over that white line, which means 10-10 now has 6 seconds of penalties, which may cost him dearly at the end of the race. But obviously, we've still got 12 laps left.
It does bode well for John B. Wick if PSR Jamin is having all this hard time coming up to overtake these two cars in front. There's only 2 tenths behind the Alfa Romeo though. They should be able to get this move made. But let's see what he does. Does he go for the overtake? Oh, it looks like he's hit him.
Contact. Yep, contact. A little bit of an outbraking there.
Doesn't look too bad, but a little bit naughty there for PSR Jamin, but it looks like he just about gotten away with it.
Yeah, it looks like that contact has given him P2 there, which some may say is slightly unfair. Bit of the old ding-dong into turn 13 and turn 14 there. 10-10 stays ahead, and jamming again!
Oh, he's got to be
Contact with the
careful with
driver
that. He
in
will
front.
be facing investigation from the stewards for that. Nevertheless, he makes the move around the outside, but again, a little... He's just got to play it sensible now. I mean, any more contacts and he's just going to be risking his race and the championship as well. But nevertheless, he's in the lead now, up in front of 10-10, who's done a brilliant drive so far, coming back from last place on the grid. But John Wick is not far behind.
And as we say that,
And Zog
10-10
is spinning
the
around
fastest lap.
again. He's having all sorts of troubles. Like, I've been watching his timing screens. The lag really is getting to him. I mean, I can't laugh at the guy too much. I feel his pain. If you've seen my Belgian video on YouTube, you will know what this poor man is going through at the moment, and it is not pretty. I mean, if you could cut to his camera for almost just a minute, Sun God, you could just see the amount of lag this poor driver is struggling with. He's staying. Looks like he's coming into the pits though. He's sort of staying out. You just look though. He's jumping around all over the place like a bunny on rich energy, and he's even spun going into the pit lane. What is going on for Zog?
He'll have to stay out another lap now, and he's got, of course, left end plate damage, and my goodness. Safety car, Hawks has retired. And this is big. This is really big news here, because
that is going to help
10-10
because he's in 6th place now. He might have 10 seconds back to TD, who I suspect may very well come in just to cover off anyone else who may be putting on a new set of tyres. Let's see what the leaders do. So there we go, safety car is coming in this lap. PSR Jamin, he will be taking his time. He would not want anyone getting a toe on him at any point coming out of the last corner. So interesting to see when he's going to let it go. With that tyre disadvantage as well, John B. Wick, I can't help but think that he's got this next 3 or 4 laps absolutely covered. However, he would have charged his energy now, so that's not going to be too much of a problem for him going on for the restart, where everyone's going to have the same energy. Oh, John Wick is so close. You can just see him coming up behind him. He's absolutely raring to go, and it looks like, no, he doesn't look like he's dropped it yet. It looks like drop it just out, coming out of the last corner now. And he's gone, and the race is back underway, and unfortunately John B. Wick as well has also looked to have got a brilliant slipstream back there. The energy is deployed as well. It's going to be two side by side coming into the first corner as well. Can John B. Wick do an overtake on the bike? But it looks like John B. Jamin is of the inside line who should be able to have held it there. So as of now, it's point match to Jamin. However, there's 4 laps to go. Let's see how this plays out. There's another chance for John B. Wicks to overtake him coming into the what would be a DRS zone, but it's not activated for another 2 laps. He's come around the inside into the left-hander. Oh,
contact!
And the Racing Point has got damaged. I don't know if John B. Wick has damaged as well, but that is absolutely going to have massive implications in terms of the World Championship here. What an unfortunate incident. A virtual safety car has been deployed, but both championship contenders are in the wars.
John, again, I'm not saying whose fault that was, but you have to be super careful overtaking into turn 13 and turn 12. That little left-hander in the braking zone is an absolute nightmare, and this is going to completely shake up the whole finish of the race. We've currently got Lotus Renault out in the lead.
I'm not going to make
still
any
a lot more racing
predictions
to go.
as to this. I'm going to see just how this absolutely pans out. German Wiener is in a fantastic position now. He doesn't have any penalties. He doesn't even have to pass him to try and win this race. Now, as long as he stays within the allotted time, but nevertheless, he'll want to pass anyway for the bragging rights. He comes down to the first corner now. He's got the overtake deployed. Lotus Renault knows he's got the penalty, so he doesn't apply to him there. German Wiener goes into the lead then, benefiting from the 2 championship contenders taking each other out. The Ferrari is up in the lead.
Tell you what is record breaking right now, and that is John B. Wick's fastest lap of the race. A 1 minute 31.3 has eclipsed.
Oh, and there's a problem for 1010. He made a mistake coming out the left-hander, and unfortunately dropped down to P5. So not too far from him now, unfortunately. And that looks to have blown a lot of his chances going into the race. He's down to P5 at the moment as German Wiener is coming into the final section of the course. It's all just sort of fell into his hands at the moment. And
side by side, Fairley and Lotus. Fairley is past. These two have been going side by side for the past 3 or 4 corners. I'm sure these two will be excited to re-watch the stream, and they're still going side by side.
It's a fantastic
Haas versus Alfa Romeo for P2 on the grid.
Absolutely. And German Wiener wins in the Ferrari. What a fantastic drive from him. Mr. Drift Ninja gets second place, and TD does get the podium. Scenario 7 has clearly worked, and we have a Ferrari, McLaren, and Williams on the podium. Fairley takes 4th, Lotus Renault 5th, 1010 6th, Gregory 7th, Beast Lambo 8th. I still can't pronounce that, but I'm just going to say that's him in P9, and Aki in 10th place. And what a lovely, brilliant ending, and somehow exciting Russian Grand Prix. A lot more exciting what we're going to get more in regular Formula 1.
So there you have it, guys. This was my first time comment. I'm hoping this is going to be a regular thing on the APS Twitch streams. I should be streaming with the league every Thursday night to provide my commentary on the race. There's also some pretty good races in there too. You might want to check them out as well. But yeah, I think, so first off again, obviously sorry I couldn't get around to doing a highlights video, what actually happened. Well, I suppose if I could sum up in one way, I think my race was pretty hopefully you can get back now to more regular highlights reels. But if you like the commentary videos as well, then do let me know in the comment section below. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon to be notified of my future videos. So once again, guys, thank you so much for watching. I've been Spark, you guys have been Brill. See you later.